Hello student, today in this practical session under the experimental physiology, topic of demonstration is effect of drugs on frog's heart. So today we are going to study what are the effects of various drugs on cardiac muscle. Okay, so here there are the three drugs we are going to study, and first is adrenaline, effect of adrenaline on cardiac muscle, effect of acetylcholine on cardiac muscle, and effect of nicotine on frog's heart or cardiac muscle. Here you know something about the adrenaline, acetylcholine, nicotine. Okay, so under this session, uh, first we are going to discuss. I am talking on the practical part, how to do the procedure and how to do this practical, okay, and how to record the effects on frog's heart. Okay, so practical part we'll discuss first, and then we'll enter into the actual discussion, that is a theoretical part, how adrenaline it acts on the heart, acetylcholine and nicotine, and their effects on the cardiac muscle. So in the practical part, we'll enter there. Before to that, see the what is adrenaline. You know the adrenaline, the substance, it is also released by adrenal medulla in the body, and you know the noradrenaline is also the neurotransmitter of sympathetic nerves to the heart. Okay, then adrenaline is also released, you know, it is also released in some chromatin tissue in the adrenal medulla. Okay, so here students, also you know the acetylcholine, it is a neurotransmitter of parasympathetic nerves to the heart and also to the other places. So neurotransmitter, acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter of preganglionic sympathetic parasympathetic fibers, postganglionic parasympathetic fibers. Then it is also the neurotransmitter which is released at those gland cells, smooth muscles, and in autonomic ganglia, and in adrenal medulla, then also at the neuromuscular junction. Like this, in the different places it is secreted in the body. Okay, then nicotine, you know nicotine, it is an alkaloid in the tobacco leaves. Okay, and it is also used for the study purpose. We'll go there. Before to that, see the practical part and see the effects of these drugs on frog's heart. Next slide. Here in these three pictures is a effect of drugs recorded on the frog's heart, and first is adrenaline, acetylcholine and nicotine. So in this practical, what we have to do, so you know, the procedure is like dissect the frog, and after dissection of the frog, expose the frog's heart, that is remove the pericardium of frog's heart, and connect the heart to the recording system as usual. You know, many times we discuss how we record the normal cardiogram. Once it is connected to the recording system, then the normal cardiogram it comes like this. Okay, first record the normal cardiogram and then see the effect of drugs. During the dissection, students also remember, you continue your dissection, that expose the vagus nerve, that is, you know, the lateral side, the vagus nerve, it is arise from the medulla, and then it's a branch, it supplies to the heart. Okay, so also expose the vagus nerve, right side vagus nerve and left side vagus nerve, because in this procedure, in this practical, we have to stimulate vagus nerve by putting the stimulating electrode on the vagus and see the effect of vagal stimulation. That we did in our previous practical, that is a nervous regulation of heart. In that practical we have stimulated, you know, remember, we have stimulated right vagus, then recorded the effects. We have stimulated left vagus and we recorded effects. Then also we have stimulated crescent. Okay, and in all three stimulation, that is right vagus, left vagus and crescent, it leads into the inhibition of the heart that already you studied. So here what we have to continue, here again we are going to stimulate the vagus nerve and crescent of the heart uh, during this practical, but procedure is slightly different. So see one by one. First we'll discuss how the graphs are recorded, how the effects are recorded, and then we'll come to the theoretical part, what happens is. Okay, first is the effect of adrenaline. Adrenaline or non-adrenaline, it is a it stimulates the heart. Okay, because noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter released by the sympathetic nerves to the heart, and the stimulation of the sympathetic nerve, it causes the stimulation of heart, that all effects will be positive. Okay, now see in this procedure, first see the effect of adrenaline on the heart. So what we have to do, so we have to pour or administrate the adrenaline to the frog's heart. So how it is administered? So simply just add the diluted adrenaline on the heart. Okay, with the help of the swab, just pour the diluted adrenaline on the heart. That is a simple procedure. But before to that, what we have to do, first record the normal cardiogram. Then after recording the normal cardiogram, we have to stimulate the vagus and crescent. Okay, so stimulate vagus now. If you stimulate the vagus now, heart stops in the diastole, that is there is a inhibition of the heart. Okay, then slowly it comes out and start the beating. Okay, then after that, next procedure is stimulate the crescent. And if you stimulate the crescent, then also there is a inhibition of the heart, and then heart it comes slowly out. Okay, then after that, pour the adrenaline on the frog's heart. Okay, once you pour the adrenaline, adrenaline it stimulates the heart, and it leads into the increase in rate of the heart and the force of contraction. Okay, so rate and force of the contraction of the heart is increased. Here you can easily note that the height of the contraction, it is increased. So adrenaline, it stimulates the heart and it leads into the increase in height of contraction and rate of the contraction. Okay, so after that, again we have to stimulate the vagus and crescent. Okay, so we stimulated vagus here, we got the inhibition, and we stimulated crescent here, we got the inhibition. In previous practical we discussed the stimulation of the vagus nerve means it is a stimulation of preganglionic parasympathetic fibers, and the stimulation of the crescent means it is a stimulation of postganglionic parasympathetic fibers, because the location of the crescent on frog's heart. Where is the location? The crescent is a ring, white ring, and it is located at the junction of sinus venosus and auricles. Okay, and we are putting their electrode, and we stimulate the crescent. So stimulation in the both examples, we stimulate the vagus, preganglionic parasympathetic fibers and postganglionic parasympathetic fibers, and it leads into the inhibition, because the vagus nerve to the heart is inhibitory. Okay, why we did this stimulation of vagus and crescent before and after administration of the drug, we'll discuss later on. Okay, up to this point we we studied the effect of adrenaline on heart, and there is stimulation of the heart. Okay, now coming to the acetylcholine. What is the effect of the acetylcholine on the heart? Now in this practical also same procedure is there. First we have to record the normal cardiogram, then stimulate the vagus. Here we have stimulated vagus. When we stimulated vagus, there is a inhibition of the heart stopped in diastole, slowly it comes out and start the beating. Okay, then after that, again stimulate the crescent, and when we stimulate the crescent, there is a inhibition of the heart, and after small some time it comes out and start the beating. Okay, so this is the same like the adrenaline we did. Then after that, what we have to do, pour the diluted acetylcholine on the heart with the help of cotton swab. Just take the diluted acetylcholine and you just pour on the heart pe dal do. Okay, so if we when we administered the drugs, this acetylcholine, the effects are the inhibition of the heart. It leads into the inhibition of the heart. Inhibition means there is a decrease in heart rate and there is decrease in force of contraction, means height of the contraction is decreased and the rate also decrease. This is the effect of acetylcholine. Okay, then after that what we have to do, stimulate vagus and crescent again. Okay, when we stimulated vagus, there is a inhibition of the heart, and when we stimulated the crescent, the same effect we get, there is a inhibition of the heart. Okay, so here also we have stimulated vagus and crescent before and after administration of the drug, and we got the inhibition of the heart. That is a inhibition of the vagus stimulation, inhibition of the crescent stimulation. And what is effect of the acetylcholine on the heart? Acetylcholine, it inhibit the heart. This is all about the acetylcholine. Okay, then see the effect of nicotine on the cardiac muscle, or the effect of nicotine on frog's heart. Okay, the same procedure we have to continue. uh, Record the normal cardiogram. Okay, then after recording the normal cardiogram, stimulate vagus. You know, you can put the electrode on the vagus because we have dissected the vagus now, and stimulate the vagus now. You know, in case if you stimulate the vagus, what happens is, because vagus is inhibited to the heart and it inhibits the heart and heart stops in the diastole. Same thing it happens here. And then after inhibition, once we stop the stimulation, then heart it comes out and start beating. Okay, then after that, keep the electrode on the crescent and stimulate the crescent. So here also we get the same inhibition where we got for adrenaline, here and here. In all three procedures there is a inhibition of the heart. Okay, then after that, pour the diluted nicotine on the heart. Okay, when we pour the diluted nicotine of the heart, so what are the effects? Okay, so initially nicotine it slows the heart rate initially, but heart rate it remain constant, it comes again to the normal. Okay, थोड़ा शुरू में थोड़ा सा inhibition होता है, heart rate it slows, but it again comes out and there is a normal rate or normal contraction is there. Why it happens is we'll discuss later on. Here just we are recording the effects. Okay, practical part is there. Okay, then after pouring the nicotine, after the administration of the nicotine to the heart, okay, heart is under the influence of the this drug nicotine, then you stimulate the vagus. Okay, so here stimulation of the vagus after administration of the nicotine, once when we have stimulated the vagus, here we got no effect on the heart, there is no inhibition of the heart. Okay, if you see in about two examples, after pouring the drugs we got the inhibition of the heart. Okay, but that is after pouring the adrenaline and acetylcholine. When we stimulate the vagus, there is a inhibition, but after administration of the nicotine and when you stimulate the vagus, there is no inhibition. Okay, this is the difference, and why this difference occurs, students will discuss in the under the headings of discussion. Okay, so here there is no inhibition. Then you keep the electrode on the crescent and stimulate the crescent. See the effect. When we stimulate the crescent, there is a inhibition of the heart. Here same inhibition in this first procedure, second procedure and third procedure. In all three procedures there is a inhibition when we stimulate the crescent after administration of the drug. If you observe all these three graphs. Okay, so what is the difference in the stimulation of the vagus and crescent? The difference is that the everywhere there is a inhibition except the stimulation of the vagus after administration of the nicotine. Okay, ये एक if ये एक अगर छोड़ा तो सारे जगह पे इनहिबिशन हुआ है. अभी ऐसा क्यों होता है? Okay, why it happens is okay. So we'll continue with the discussion part. Okay, so this is the practical part we discussed, that is how it is recorded. Now coming to the theoretical part and the discussion. Okay, so in the discussion we'll see what is the action. So if you see the aim of this practical, the aim of this practical, that is the effect of the drugs on the heart. What is the aim? Why we are doing this practical? The first aim is to study the action of drugs on the heart. Okay, so what is the action of drug on the heart? So if you see the action of the adrenaline, it stimulated heart. If you see the action of acetylcholine, it is inhibited the heart. Okay, and if you see the effect of nicotine, then there is no effect. Okay, we can say there is no effect. Very initially slightly slow down, heart rate slowed down, but again comes normal. So ultimately we can say that there is no effect of nicotine. Okay, uh, students, one thing is there. So here uh, uh, okay, so here nicotine, there is no effect. This is the first aim. Okay, to study the action of drugs. So this is the action of the drug. Second aim is to localize the site of action of drug on the heart. Okay, so to localize means we have to find out exactly where on the heart this drug it acts. Okay, so that is the site of action of the heart. Means heart पे क्या क्या पार्ट्स है, तो उसमें ये ड्रग्स where exactly it acts. तो heart में, on the heart there are the nerves. Sympathetic nerves, it is supplied to the heart. Parasympathetic nerves are supplied to the heart. Okay, then cardiac muscles are there. Okay, then in sympathetic nerves, sympathetic ganglia, always the sympathetic ganglia are located on the target organ. So heart पे sympathetic ganglia are there. Then there are postganglionic parasympathetic fibers are there on the heart. Okay, so second aim of this practical is exactly where these drugs it acts on the heart, whether it acts on the myocardium, or it acts on the parasympathetic nerves or the parasympathetic ganglia, or whether it interferes with the function of parasympathetic nerves, or it interface with the contraction of the myocardium, that we have to find out. Okay, that is our second aim. Okay, so with the help of this procedure, that is stimulating the crescent and vagus before and after administration of the drug, we can easily find out the site of action of the drug. Now take one by one. So what is, we'll concentrate first on the adrenaline. Okay, and then we'll go to the acetylcholine. Adrenaline, it stimulates the heart. Okay, and once what is the action of the adrenaline on the heart? So adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Okay, so noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter released by sympathetic nerves to the heart. Okay, so here sympathetic nerves stimulate the heart. Okay, and here we get same effect by pouring the adrenaline on the heart, what we get by stimulating the sympathetic nerves to the heart. So effect of adrenaline on the heart and effect of sympathetic stimulation to the heart, the effects are same. Okay, and what are these effects? So we can just mention the effect of sympathetic stimulation to the heart, or the effect of adrenaline if we poured on the heart. Okay, the same adrenaline, it is released by the adrenal medulla in the body. Okay, the main site of release of adrenaline in the body is adrenal medulla, and that circulates in the blood, and that can also act on the heart. So what are the effects of adrenaline or noradrenaline on the heart? So all effects are positive. So what are the all effects are positive? The adrenaline, it produces all effects positive. The first is positive inotropic, positive chronotropic, positive dromotropic, and positive bathmotropic. Okay, so first, all four effects are positive. First, positive inotropic means there is increase in force of contraction. So here we easily located the height of the contraction is increased. That means adrenaline, it increases force of contraction. Then second effect is positive chronotropic. Chronotropic means there is increase in heart rate. Okay, so heart rate also increase, that is a increase in heart rate. Then third effect is positive dromotropic, means there is increase in conductivity. Okay, and the fourth effect is positive bathmotropic, that means there is increase in excitability. Okay, so increase in force of contraction, increase in rate, increase in conductivity, and increase in excitability, like this all effects are positive, okay, on the heart. Okay, now here we have stimulated vagus and crescent before and after, because here we can say that the action of adrenaline is on the myocardium, because adrenaline, it does not interfere with the function of the vagus. What is the function of the vagus? Vagus now, it inhibits the heart. Okay, and inhibition is there before the administration of the drug and also after the administration of the drug. So our conclusion is that adrenaline, its site of action is myocardium, but it does not interfere with the function of vagus, means it does not act on the parasympathetic, postganglionic parasympathetic fibers or on ganglia which are located on the heart. Okay, so its effect is on the myocardium. Okay, now here if you see the acetylcholine, okay, acetylcholine, it if you see the effect of the acetylcholine, so here in acetylcholine, all effects are negative. Negative means there is a negative inotropic, there is negative chronotropic, negative dromotropic, negative bathmotropic, decrease in force of contraction, decrease in rate of contraction, that is a heart rate, decrease in conductivity, and decrease in excitability. So nicotine, it inhibits the heart, and nicotine, it causes the all effects are negative. Okay, in this case also there is inhibition before and there is inhibition after pouring the drugs. So here that means we can say that acetylcholine, it does not interfere with the function of parasympathetic nerves. Okay, so administration of acetylcholine, it does not interfere with the function of vagus nerve, because we got the function. If we stimulate the vagus, here also we got the inhibition, and after pouring the drug also we got the inhibition. Okay, so coming to the conclusion that the site of action of acetylcholine is myocardium, but it does not act on the parasympathetic ganglia or preganglionic fibers or postganglionic fibers, because function of the vagus, it remain as it is, it remain intact. So acetylcholine and adrenaline, it does not interfere with the function of parasympathetic nerves, but their effect is on the myocardium. Okay, now coming to the third drug, nicotine. Okay, so here we got slightly different picture, we got slightly different effects. So when we administration nicotine, there is no effect on heart. Okay, particularly there is no effect on the heart, because how we have recorded it, or how we came into the conclusion here, before the administration of the drug we got the function of the vagus. Okay, here there is inhibition, in crescent also there is inhibition, but after administration of the nicotine, there is no function, or there is no effect of vagal stimulation to the heart. Okay, so here we can say that nicotine, definitely it affects on the if it also it definitely it affects on the function of vagus. And what is its effect? Here it blocks the function of vagus to the heart. When we stimulated the vagus, here it doesn't enter, or it doesn't lead into the inhibition. Okay, so nicotine, it interferes with the vagus nerve, function of the vagus nerve. Okay, and then what is the site of action of the nicotine? Then what is the site of action of the nicotine? Okay, so site of action of the nicotine is parasympathetic ganglia. Okay, and parasympathetic ganglia, these are located on the heart. And this nicotine, if you see here, the parasympathetic ganglia, it is located on the heart. And here nicotine, it acts on the parasympathetic ganglia. And here there are the nicotinic receptors. And this nicotinic receptor, the nicotine, it acts. Okay, and here there is a postganglionic parasympathetic fibers. And here this is the preganglionic parasympathetic fibers. Preganglionic parasympathetic fiber is called the here it is it's a vagus nerve. This is the vagus nerve. Okay, and here it is supplied to the heart. We can say that here it is a heart. Okay, now here nicotine acts on the parasympathetic ganglia. And what it does its action is it blocks the ganglia. Okay, it blocks the transmission of the signals through the vagus to the heart. Okay, so how it blocks the nicotine? It acts on the ganglia, and here it causes the persistent depolarization. What is a persistent depolarization? Here, what is a normal procedure of transmission of the impulse from preganglionic parasympathetic nerves to the postganglionic parasympathetic nerves? The normal procedure is, once the signal it comes to this junction. Okay, this that is a junction of pre-ganglionic parasympathetic and post-ganglionic parasympathetic. Here there is a release of acetylcholine, and this acetylcholine, as a neurotransmitter, it transmits the impulse to the postganglionic parasympathetic fiber. This is a normal procedure. But nicotine, it acts on the nicotinic receptor. There are the nicotinic receptors on ganglia, and it causes the persistent depolarization. What is the meaning of the persistent depolarization? Initially, nicotine, it stimulate ganglia, means it causes the depolarization. Okay, it stimulates the ganglia, and this depolarization is remain there for prolonged time. That is called the, means depolarization, it remain there, and that is called the persistent depolarization. Means this ganglia, it remain in the depolarized state. Okay, there is no repolarization. And if there is no repolarization, means there is no next action potential. And if there is no next action potential, that means there is no transmission of the impulse from preganglionic parasympathetic fibers to the postganglionic parasympathetic fibers. So coming to the conclusion that nicotine, it blocks the function of vagus nerve to the heart. And how we have demonstrated? We have demonstrated, see in this graph here, we stimulated vagus before administration of the nicotine, and we got the inhibition. But after administration, there is no inhibition. If you stimulate the vagus after administration, there is no inhibition, because there is no transmission of the impulse from preganglionic to the postganglionic fibers. And in this way, there is no inhibition of the heart. It indicates that, it tells that there is a blockage by the nicotine. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, when we stimulate the crescent, we got the inhibition. Okay, and in our previous practical, try to remember, in our previous practical I told that, so what is a crescent? Stimulation of the crescent means it is a stimulation of postganglionic parasympathetic fibers. Okay, nicotine acts here on the ganglia, but postganglionic parasympathetic fibers are intact. And this in the crescent, the ganglia are located in the crescent, and we are putting the electrode on the Crescent means we are stimulating the postganglionic parasympathetic fibers. So if you stimulate the postganglionic parasympathetic fibers, and here we got the inhibition. Okay, so it is, you can easily understand that crescent stimulation, we get the inhibition of the heart. Okay, so this is the difference, and conclusion is that nicotine, it does not act on the myocardium, but it acts on parasympathetic ganglia, and it blocks the transmission of vagus nerve to the heart. Okay, so simply vagus influence to the heart, it is blocked. Okay, that is a inhibitory. एक सेंटेंस और बताता हूँ. That means the inhibitory influence of the vagus to the heart, it is blocked by the nicotine. Okay, this is the effect. Okay, so this is all we discuss about the comparison of these drugs. We discussed that what is the site of action of the drugs, and we discussed that what are the effects of drugs on the heart. Okay, now students, here see something theoretical part. Not, we are not going in detail, but something about the adrenaline you must know. You know the adrenaline and non-adrenaline, it is a neurotransmitter released by the sympathetic nerves to the heart. But you know, if you see the, if you go to the clinical side, and if you see the treatment part, so there are the various drugs which are used for the treatment related to the heart, related to the blood pressure, or the cardiomyopathy problems in the heart. And these drugs are suppose adrenergic drug, noradrenergic drug. Okay, so here cholinergic drug, anticholinergic drug, nicotinic drugs. Okay, so here these easily we can divide the, these are noradrenergic drugs. Okay, so adrenergic drugs and adrenergic blocking drugs. Okay, two types are adrenergic drugs and adrenaline or adrenergic blocking drugs. So market में ऐसे drugs है कि those they are working like the adrenaline, or some drugs are, they are working against agonistic to the adrenergic. Okay, so these are called the adrenergic blocking drugs. Okay, so here for example, if you see the adrenaline, so what are the adrenergic drug? For example, isoprenaline and ephedrine. So these are the examples of the drugs, and these are given, these are used for the treatment. What treatment? For example, treatment of the bronchial asthma, then treatment of the anaphylactic shock. Okay, so adrenaline or adrenaline like drugs are administered to the patient in the different clinical condition. So if it is administered, for example, it is used in the circulatory shock, that adrenaline like drugs, it causes, it acts on the blood vessels, particularly on the arteries, and causes the constriction of the arteries, and it increases blood pressure, and it tries to bring the blood pressure to the normal in circulatory shock. Okay, then adrenaline, हम थोड़ा पीछे जाएंगे. If you see the effect of adrenaline like drugs, like adrenaline in the body, so the receptors of the adrenaline are divided into two types, that is alpha receptors and beta receptors. Okay, and alpha receptors are located, for example, alpha receptors are located on arteries, on blood vessels. Okay, and the beta receptors are divided into the beta 1 receptors and beta 2 receptors. Okay, so out of these two, beta 1 receptors are located on heart, and beta 2 receptors, for example, are located on the bronchial muscle and the blood vessel of skeletal muscle. Okay, so try to understand, students, uh, beta 1 receptor, it is located. So here, you know, alpha receptors and beta receptors are there. Beta receptors are divided into beta 1 and the beta 2 receptors. Okay, beta 1 receptors, it is located on the heart, and beta 2 receptors are, for example, located on bronchial muscle and blood vessel to the skeletal muscle. Alpha receptors are located mainly on the arteries. Okay, here in case adrenaline is released from the adrenal medulla, or if the doctor administered the adrenaline or the adrenaline like drugs, so I have given the example. So these drugs, like those, they have the effects same like the adrenaline. These are, for example, isoprenaline and ephedrine. If these are administered, so they are used for the to increase the blood pressure if it is required. And these drugs, that is drugs which are like adrenaline, these are also used to treatment, for the treatment in the asthma. Asthma में क्या करता है? So this adrenaline here, it stimulate the beta 1 receptor, keep in mind, and it inhibit the beta 2 receptors. Okay, so same drug एक जगह पे it has the excitatory function, and other जगह पे in other location it has the inhibitory influence. So adrenaline or adrenaline like drugs stimulate the heart. At the same time, it causes the bronchial dilatation. For example, these drugs is used in the asthma, and it is used for the bronchial dilatation. There is a bronchial dilatation. Okay, and here it stimulates the heart, or on the blood vessel it causes the vasoconstriction. Or same drug, it increases the blood pressure. How it increases the blood pressure? It acts on the alpha receptor and it leads into the vasoconstriction, and there is increase in blood pressure. So you can see in your journal, so it is used for the bronchial, that is asthma, and it is also used for the in circulatory shock. Circulatory shock में वो क्या करता है? It helps to bring the blood pressure to the normal, because in circulatory shock there is a decrease in blood pressure, and by acting on the alpha receptor it causes the vasoconstriction, and vasoconstriction helps to increase the blood pressure. So in this way adrenaline it acts. Okay, so this is something about the adrenaline. Okay, students, also there are the drugs in the market which are works against the like their effect is opposite to the adrenaline, and these are called the adrenergic blocking drugs. Okay, so some drugs are there, and that drugs blocks the effect of adrenaline on the heart, or effect of sympathetic nerves on the heart. And these drugs are, for example, there are the beta blockers, and there are the alpha blockers. Okay, for example, beta blockers, अब drugs का नाम बोले तो there is a propranolol and atenolol. These are the drugs in the medicine side, and these drugs, if it is administered, then it blocks the effect of adrenaline or non-adrenaline on beta receptors. For example, it is used, so beta blockers are used in hypertension, angina pectoris, and cardiac arrhythmias. Okay, because in these examples, in hypertension, if there is hypertension and if you are given the beta blockers, it decreases the activities of the heart. Okay, because there are the beta 1 receptors on the heart, and these are the excitatory. Okay, if you block this beta 1 receptor, that is a effect of sympathetic nerves to the heart activities, it decreases, and it decreases the cardiac output, and it helps to bring the blood pressure to the normal. Like this it is used to treatment of the hypertension. And it is also used in angina pectoris and cardiac arrhythmias, because it decreases the activity of the heart and it helps to relieve the pain, because angina pectoris is one of the pain. Okay, and that is a heart pain, and it is released here. Okay, then alpha blockers, for example, alpha blockers, if you see the drugs, that is ergotamine, the ergotamine and dibenjamine. So these are the examples, and these are used in the hypertension. How they are working? They are called the alpha blockers. They block the effect of sympathetic nerves on the blood vessel. And how it works? It blocks the alpha receptor. That means it blocks the effect of sympathetic stimulation to the blood vessel, and in this way it decreases blood pressure, and it helps to bring the blood pressure to the normal. So this is theoretical discussion about the adrenaline. Okay, so if you see, students, the acetylcholine, something about the acetylcholine. You know, acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter of the acetylcholine. You know, acetylcholine, where it is secreted in the body, the all postganglionic sympathetic nerves and are the adrenergic. Then all postganglionic parasympathetic nerves are adrenergic. Okay, then also the adrenal medulla. In the adrenal medulla, chromaffin cells secrete the acetylcholine. not adrenaline, sorry, acetylcholine. So acetylcholine body में कहाँ secrete होता है? I will tell you the sites again. All preganglionic sympathetic fibers and all preganglionic parasympathetic fibers, they release their neurotransmitter is called the acetylcholine. Okay, then all postganglionic parasympathetic fibers, they also release their neurotransmitter as a acetylcholine. Okay, then acetylcholine, it is also released as a neurotransmitter in neuromuscular junction, you know. Okay, then this is the side of the release of acetylcholine. Okay, then acetylcholine, it is also released by the some neurons, that is a Renshaw cells in the CNS. In the CNS means in the brain. Okay, so this like this, there it is their site of action. Okay, then if you see the acetylcholine, it has the two types of the this thing receptors. One is a muscarinic receptor and nicotinic receptors. Okay, so acetylcholine, it acts on the two types of the receptor, muscarinic receptors and nicotinic receptor. Muscarinic receptors are always present on the target organ. For example, on the heart, for nicotine, for acetylcholine, on the heart there is a muscarinic receptor, and they are present on the target organ. For example, heart is there, then smooth muscles of the blood vessel, then the gland cells. Okay, there the receptors are muscarinic. Nicotinic receptors are present on autonomic ganglia, that is the sympathetic ganglia, parasympathetic ganglia, then adrenal medulla, then neuromuscular junction. Okay, at neuromuscular junction also the receptors are, because in neuromuscular junction, you know, the action potential is transmitted from motor nerve to the skeletal muscle, and here the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine and the receptors are nicotinic receptors. Okay, here like these two types of the receptors are there. Okay, as I told that the acetylcholine, it inhibits the heart, all effects are all effects are negative. Now something about the related to the treatment. If you see in the market, the drugs which are related, or they are like acetylcholine, or they have, or some, it is divided into two parts. Those drugs, they have the same effect like the acetylcholine, and those drugs or the medicine, they are working against the acetylcholine. Okay, like this we can divide the cholinergic drug and anticholinergic drugs. Okay, how they are divided? They are divided into cholinergic drugs have the same effect like the acetylcholine, and anticholinergic drug, they have the opposite effect. For example, see the cholinergic drugs like pilocarpine, methacholine, nivostigmine, these are the cholinergic drugs and they have the same effect like the acetylcholine. For example, they are used to decrease the intraocular tension, that is in the glaucoma. In glaucoma, you know, there is increase in pressure inside the eye, and that is due to the slow fluid drain. Okay, and it may damage the optic nerve. So to prevent this, to decrease this intraocular pressure, that is that what happens just in glaucoma. In glaucoma, you know, the treatment of the glaucoma, these drugs are used to decrease the intraocular pressure. It is also, second example, the cholinergic drugs, for example, also used in abdominal distension, so to reduce the abdominal distension, and also it is used in paralytic ileus following the surgery. Paralytic ileus means it is pseudo obstruction in intestine, and to reduce this obstruction, the cholinergic drugs are used. Anticholinergic drugs, second class of drugs is anticholinergic drugs, and these are their function is like opposite to the acetylcholine. Okay, for example, these are atropine, hematropine. Okay, and these anticholinergic drugs are used, for example, in pre-anesthetic medication. Okay, they are also used in antispasmodic and organophosphorus poisoning. Okay, they are also used in phosphorus poisoning. Okay, these drugs are used. So like this, you just keep one or two examples where these drugs are use. Okay, now students, something about the nicotine. Nicotine is a alkaloid and present in tobacco use, and it is used in this practical because we are also studied the effect of nicotine on the heart. Okay, so here, I just told there are two types of the receptors of acetylcholine: muscarinic receptors and nicotinic receptors. So why these receptors are called the nicotinic? Because nicotinic receptors are present at neuromuscular junction and autonomic ganglia. Why they are called the nicotinic receptor? Because these receptors has the excitatory effect to the nicotine alkaloid, nicotine drugs. So nicotine, it stimulate this particular type of the receptors, and these receptors are called the nicotinic receptors. Why they are called the nicotinic? Because it has the positive effect, excitatory effect. Okay, why this second group is called the muscarinic receptor? Muscarine is a it is a extract, it is removed from the toad of the frog. No, it is a previous um, part of the frog, and the toad say ये जो एक substance extract किया, it is called the muscarine. And our scientists during the study, they found that acetylcholine, it has the two types of the receptor, and some group of the receptors are get stimulated by this extract, and this extract is a muscarinic receptor. That's why it is labeled as a muscarinic receptor. And the muscarinic receptor for acetylcholine, they are always located on the target organ, and for example on the heart there are the muscarinic receptors. Okay, so uh, here in market there are the nicotinic drugs also there. We are not going in detail because there these drugs are also used for some treatments. That is, these drugs may use in the to treat the some problems related to the cardiac muscle, but we are not going in detail. We'll stop here, student, because already here we have discussed for the about 50 minutes, and these three practicals you have in your journal, that is the effect of adrenaline, effect of acetylcholine, and effect of nicotine on frog's heart. Okay, so for these three procedures, for these three practicals, you put today's date in your journal. Later on I will sign it. Okay, and if you have any difficulty regarding this discussion, regarding this all effects of drugs on the heart, you can ask me. Okay, this much is sufficient. Okay, students, bye bye.